A few minutes, but first, caught on camera.
Hopefully all the reporters weren't on for that.
Well, Governor Newsom sharing his frustrations after witnessing California's retail theft crisis firsthand. The governor says the clerk actually blamed him for the surge in shoplifting before she recognized who he was. CBS 13's Julie Watts is here getting answers on the issue behind this particular story. Julie.
Yeah, guys, so to be fair, the laws that the clerk and many others blame for, the increase in retail theft and other crimes, they were all passed before Newsom took office. So you can't really blame him specifically for those laws. Now, he is also pushing for stricter penalties, specifically for stealing with an intent to sell and related crimes. But it's how the governor defended himself to that Target clerk that has some asking if he fully understands why there seems to be little to no consequence for property crimes in California.
As we're checking out, the woman says, "Oh, he's just walking out. He's going to pay for that." I said, "Well, why are you stopping him?" She goes, "Oh, the governor." I swear to God, true story. And my mom's great. The governor lowered the threshold. There's no accountability.
The governor didn't appear to realize that reporters had joined this Zoom press conference when he voiced his frustration about being blamed by a Target employee for the rise in retail theft in California.
I said, "That's just not true." And I said, "We have the 10th toughest, $950, the 10th toughest in America." She didn't even know what I was talking about. By the way, it's the 10th toughest in America. Look it up. No one gives a damn about that.
He seemed to be genuinely surprised at seeing what the rest of California has known.
El Dorado County District Attorney Vern Pearson is the former president of the DA's Association and one of several in law enforcement who reached out to us after hearing the governor's story.
The lady that he was describing in Target, she knows very well.
When the governor mentioned thresholds, he was referring to Prop 47, a 2014 ballot measure that recategorized many nonviolent felonies to misdemeanors. Now, any theft below $950 is a misdemeanor, even for repeat offenders. In an email today, the governor's office noted at $950, California has among the toughest felony thresholds in the country, pointing to states like Texas, where you have to steal $2,500 worth of merchandise before you're charged with a felony.
Right. Here's the difference. Texas has not normalized property crimes the way we have. In the state of Texas, if a judge sentences you to 90 days in jail for misdemeanor theft, you do 90 days in jail. In the state of California, you will be cited and released within 24 hours.
Pearson points to other California reform laws like AB 109 realignment, a law intended to reduce the state prison population by moving people convicted of one of 500 low-level felonies from state prison to local jails. And that includes most felony thefts and repeat offenders.
The problem is we have so many state prisoners that are being housed in county jails that there's simply no room at the end.
He says while realignment has helped empty prisons, so much so the governor's now closing some and saving the state money, those prisoners with longer sentences are now filling up jails, so there's simply no room for misdemeanor defendants and no mechanism to charge repeat retail offenders with felonies. For instance, if Target called the cops on someone for stealing, say, $900 worth of goods, in California, they'd get a citation because officers can't arrest someone for a misdemeanor unless they witness the crime themselves. Then, if that person shows up in court and if they got the maximum sentence of 6 months to a year,
they would get processed in and then released because there's not enough bed space for them to be housed and to serve that time in county jail.
Now, several district attorneys, along with Target and Walmart, are sponsoring a ballot measure that would increase the penalties for repeat offenders. It would also address drug-related crimes in addition to retail theft. They're currently gathering signatures. Meanwhile, several lawmakers are proposing ballot measures of their own. But because Prop 47 was a ballot measure voted on by the people, it can only be changed with another ballot measure. Of course, the governor is encouraging lawmakers to come up with their own sort of solutions.
So he made a headline without even meaning to necessarily. It sounds like that camera was on without him realizing it. You think we saw a side to him that maybe we wouldn't have otherwise?
It was really interesting when you watch this video, and we have a link to it on our website, cbs13.com. You can tell that he didn't realize that he thought he was talking to a room full of mayors. And at the end, when she said, "Okay, well, there are 30 people on the call," you could see his face kind of got white. I think we definitely saw a glimpse of the governor that we don't normally see. But I do think these are things he probably would talk about publicly, maybe just not quite so candidly.
There we go. You heard him. He said, "I hope no reporters are on the call." And they were.
And there were, yes.
All right, Julie, thanks so much.